seeing that you were in Hollywood or Hollywood adjacent, whatever you want to call it, TV, film, all that stuff.
Yeah, I was stuck in that train wreck.
Yeah. Hollywood's very anti-gun, but want to utilize the guns to get their money. Is there pro-gun? Like, I know you can't talk about who, but is there pro-gun people in Hollywood that actually will do stuff or just will not say it out loud?
Here's the trick. Hollywood on the outside is anti-gun. And this is the funniest thing. Being that I refused to be anti-gun my whole career, and everybody would trash me left and right. Like, oh, you're one of those crazy gun nuts. Oh, you're a gun nut. You're a gun nut this. I got that all the time. But that was in their herd mentality. Individually, when one of the sheep would break away from the pack and no one else was listening, and almost every single person did this. Like, well, I won't really want to get a gun, but I don't want anybody else to know. This conversation happened on a daily basis, almost hourly conversation. One of them would step away. I want a gun. How do I get a gun? But I don't want the government to know I have a gun, and I don't want any of my friends to know I have a gun. And I feel I'm the only person responsible enough to own a gun. That's how the conversation would go down all the time. And all these far left extremists that are in Hollywood that are anti-gun on the outside want to buy guns, but they don't want their friends to know. None of them want their friends to know, but all of them want to buy a gun because they think they're the only one responsible enough to own a firearm.
That's insane. That's like, what is that mentality?
That is their mentality. And I cannot, if it was ridiculous how many times I would have this conversation. We, as a group of them, they would just trash me and talk crap. And I would refer to them. I said, oh, look at a group of offsite storage coming by me. That's what I just called them. I called them offsite storage. And they were like, what does that mean? I said, it's okay. Just continue on. But I was their necessary evil. I would go to set. I would do all the stuff every time they needed a trick shot or a scene where someone hit the target, where the pretty guy on set couldn't hit the target or they couldn't get the pyrotechnics to go off. They would call me in to do a shot. And I would get paid. I was like, cool. I don't care. I'll make the money. And they would talk so much crap. Then I would go off to the dressing room or I'd go off to craft services. Hey, do you have a second? I really want to talk to you. What would be the best gun for home protection? Or and how do I get a gun without any of my friends knowing? Like, but you hate guns. I just don't want any of my friends to know. And I don't think they should own a gun because I think I'm the only one responsible enough. And I know that I'm safe with the gun, but I don't think they are safe with the gun. That was the conversation that would always happen. Each individual was so much better in their mind than the next. They were better than everybody else. Each person was better and safer than the rest. They don't want to train together. They don't want to have a conversation together. I know so many of those crazy people that we'd have conversations, and they're truly crazy because they literally would talk crap about firearms, then to go, I'm safer than them. And I wouldn't feel safe if they own a gun. If there was a gun on this set and I'm the only one that doesn't have one, I would go insane. I can't see a gun unless I'm carrying a gun. I said, do you hear yourself? I said, I don't want anybody else to own one but me, is their theory.
That's insanity.
Thank you.
That
is Hollywood.
But that's like a weird, it's the best way to put it. It's like a herd mentality where they think that the herd can't go with them, so they're going to go off on their own, or maybe a pack mentality where there's always this lone wolf going out and go, well, I can do this because I don't trust them, but I trust myself with this. It's insane. And if they would all just
communicate, talk, have an honest to God conversation, go to training, one training class together.
But they don't want to talk.
No, and they don't want to do any of it legally. How can I buy a gun without anybody knowing? I don't want the government to know I have a gun. I said, but aren't you for background checks? Well, that's for other people that are not me. And this is the conversation. Can you find someone that would buy a gun for me? No. You guys are pushing for background checks. Go get your background check. Go get your firearm safety certificate. Go get your card. Well, I don't want the government having my ID. I don't want to have them. So you're pushing for this. Well, that's because I don't trust anybody else. I know I'm safe is their thought.
But why? Oh my God. This is insanity. Why would you even push for you're pushing for more gun control. You're pushing for this. And then you, of the same hand, you're like, well, it's rules for thee and not for me. Exactly what it is.
That is Hollywood. That is Hollywood right there. Rules for everybody else, not for them. They think they can buy their way around the rules.
But aren't they the same people who think criminals buy guns legally?
Yes.
And then they push down citizens' Second Amendment rights by putting in all these insane laws just to go out and say, I want to break the insane law that I support. Yeah. What in the actual heck are they thinking?
Monkey football. Congratulations. You just met the scenario.
Oh my gosh. I knew it was bad, but that's insane.